This is Byron, Lazine, and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 238 of The Real Word.
Word is up.
We've got to extend one more week, Nicole, on the 30-minute Zoom.
We didn't get enough people to.
No, we actually got quite a bit people.
Yeah, you feel good about it?
Quite a few, and I want to give everybody the opportunity. So last week,
they didn't hear about it
on The Real Word, well, because we were supposed to run another promotion on top of just saying it in The Real Word, and we're going to do that this week. But for anybody that missed it, Nicole and I are giving away a 30-minute Zoom with us. There's a whole bunch of people that have already signed up. There's a link below. We're going to pick the winner next week.
It's like random out of the hat.
Won't be out of the hat. We'll actually screen share the randomizer and we'll show it. Like you put everybody's information in from the
It's 2022,
sign-up sheet.
so that's how you do it.
I think
now.
everybody's seen these before.
Yeah, I'm
Nicole.
sure.
I know you. Well, if you want to fill out everybody's name and put it into
I feel like
a
it's
prop
a little.
stream
I
hat,
feel like it's a little bit more theatrical that way.
Yeah. We've got a hat, so
I like it.
Got a hat from our buddies at PropStream. You can
I'll
do that. All right, so 30-minute Zoom with Nicole and I. Hit the link below, and you've got to be subscribed to this channel, the Broke Agent Media YouTube channel. Hit the thumbs up if you already are. Let's jump into racket number one. Goldman Sachs is not very bullish. There's been a lot of TikTokers and haters on the real estate market that say this thing is crashing, and now Goldman Sachs has joined the party. Home sales have so much further to fall in 2023. Goldman Sachs says that's the Inman headline. We'll link that up in the show notes as we always do. Home purchases are expected to plummet further in the closing months of the year, and the recovery may not pick up speed until 2024, according to a new forecast from the investment bank. So that's next year's 23. 2004 would be recovery year, a year and a half away, a year and 4 months away.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into
I love
some
that
data.
TikTok is now like a valued resource.
Oh my gosh, you should see this guy.
I go to the gym and people so on TikTok I saw
you should see this guy on TikTok who is picking up tons of followers lately. He posts 20 times a day.
20?
In the comments, if you've seen this guy, he sells this PDF packet of hating on agents and how you can be a for sale by
agents?
Every TikTok is agents are liars, don't use them. I'll help you sell your house by yourself. Get my PDF package of basically how to for sale by own. Who is this guy?
But he's obviously a real estate agent. He's not a licensed agent.
He is not he's a wholesaler.
Oh.
He's a wholesaler, and if you've seen this guy, he's stitched like Glenda, Tom Toole. I don't know if he stitched me yet.
I feel like I need to
and
see it. Maybe he'll stitch me. I want to stitch.
He just buries agents. I don't even know his name. He's just getting awareness.
You're giving him some airtime.
Because you said TikTok. I totally went off topic here.
I'm sorry. I feel like TikTok has legitimately become I saw it on TikTok. Oh, I heard it on TikTok. It's now become this reliable resource for people.
He's the biggest hater on home ownership right now as we sit here in 2022. The biggest hater I've ever seen on real estate agents in my life.
I'm looking at organizing my spice cabinet on TikTok.
Anyways, if you've seen this guy on TikTok in the comments. All right. Back to Goldman Sachs.
Anyway.
They're a legitimate source. They're very legitimate.
Very legitimate.
Okay.
I bet you they have a TikTok page.
A new paper released this week by Goldman Sachs predicts home sales will fall to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 4.7 million in the fourth quarter of the year. These levels, if they bear out, would represent another drop of 12% from July's sales rate, even after the steep declines that have already occurred, and suggest the market has yet to hit bottom. We talked about this last week. What is a housing recession? Is there a definition? What does that even mean? Well, the definition that everybody's going off of is these declining home sales, these levels of home sales that we haven't saw since 2012. Seen. They haven't happened, Nicole. Since 2012, which I always say 2012, bottom of the market.
Yeah, well, around here.
Yeah, it could be 2011 in your market. In the comments, was it 2011? Was it 2010? Was it 2012? What was the bottom for your market? Okay, but this would be the least amount of sales we've seen since that time frame. Let's show the chart. We expect total home sales to fall below 4.75 million. This is total home sales, not new. It's new. It's existing. It's all put together. So you can see here that I mean, 2005, 2006, these were
killing it.
Over 8 million.
Yeah.
So we still never even hit that.
We
Nicole.
never even hit it.
Are you surprised that we didn't hit that?
No, I'm not surprised. That was mayhem.
That was mayhem.
I mean, I was able to get a mortgage, and I think I was still in college.
In racket number 2, we're going to talk about what
I was getting homes.
We're going to talk about what mortgage product is back in racket number 2.
I'm still stuck in that mess.
So you can see there that for total home sales, maybe 2011 was the least amount of home sales. I always look at 2012 as like where
around here.
Yeah, prices bottoming out and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so then we saw total home sales kind of increase slowly nationwide until the pandemic where it shot up in the last couple of years.
Shot down and then shot up.
Yeah, it did a little spike. And then, at one point we were over 7 million. That's like late. And this is seasonally adjusted, this number. This graph you're seeing is seasonally adjusted. So it's looking at
almost
the
each
whole
quarter.
picture.
Yeah.
All right. Now this red line at the end here, if you're on YouTube, you can see this. If you're listening, hit the show notes and it's in the first article. It's dropping down below 5 million, which would be 2011, 2012. Yep. No, I mean right here at the bottom for 2000 and
looks like 4. Looks like we're about $1 million
up.
Yeah,
it's under.
Like
then we start spiking up again in 2023. That's just Goldman Sachs' prediction. Sales of newly built homes, which have already suffered huge declines, would be unlikely to fall much further, according to Goldman Sachs' projection. So a little light at the end of the tunnel for builders.
Right.
Everybody. I continue to see reports that builders are slashing home prices all over the place.
It's interesting. I really still think we need to get a builder in our training here with the team.
I think we need to get more builders in the country that can afford to build.
Yeah.
We talked about that. All right. So the bank's research team expects price growth to slow to a rate of 14% year over year in the final 3 months. 14%. Who would not take that? So you're not in a bottoming out situation if you already own real estate. Right. We've talked about that a million times. And then it would stall completely, Nicole, Goldman Sachs, from 2022 to 2023. So if you look at this chart, it shows that home appreciation for what Goldman Sachs believe in 2023 is going to be completely flat. You're not going to have any appreciation in 2023. You're going to have a little bit in quarter 1, quarter 2.
Well, I mean, everyone slayed it the last 2 years, though. I mean, jeepers.
Now, they're not expecting, according to Goldman Sachs, for prices to drop. And this is a big thing because a lot of people are saying that in 2023, expect 30%.
I think they're misinterpreting declines. Though the headlines. They're now thinking that the prices will actually be going below kind of where it all started. But I mean, anyway, go ahead.
These two charts, Nicole, because it's Goldman Sachs. Along with my KCM charts, which is aggregating a lot of really sophisticated data in our industry.
Aggregating. Look at you. It's like a vocab word.
This is the information that I want to get out to my consumers.
Yes.
I want to use, Goldman Sachs is saying this, right?
Yep.
And that's the headline. Home sales have so much further to fall, but here's what it means for prices. It doesn't mean you're going to get a 20% drop in prices in 2023. No. They're saying 14% year over year by the end of the year. And then home prices will be flat next year. So you're not getting a discount on homes.
No, you're definitely not getting a discount on homes.
If Goldman Sachs is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we had an agent on the team just this weekend list a house at $475. Have you talked to her? You talked to her, actually. She called you on Friday, she said. Or Saturday, Sunday. Sunday.
Yeah.
She had 90 showings and 22 offers. I'll be honest, I don't think we've seen, in at least on our team, that many offers on a home in the last year.
How about the
location?
And a half. Location was phenomenal.
I mean, it was fine.
I mean, it's a good location.
It was a good location. Yeah, I mean, it was. It's a double yellow lined road, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. It wasn't.
What does that mean? Explain that.
A double yellow line.
A double yellow line?
Oh my God! Seriously,
what does that mean? I'm hearing this for the first time.
It means it's a busier road. Double yellow line. If there's 2 lines in the road, it's a busier road.
Wow, Nicole.
You don't work with buyers very often, do you, Byron?
It's a double yellow line. I am learning. I've never used that in my life.
What buyers are like? I just want a road that's not a double yellow line.
I can promise you, I'll never use that.
Double yellow line. It's double yellow line.
In the comments, do you ever use double yellow lined road? Some people are going to say that's all the roads in my market are double yellow.
That's fine, but around here, buyers sometimes don't want a double yellow line. Like it's a double yellow line road. It means it's a busier road, a double yellow line.
Do buyers use that or do you use that?
No, the buyers use it. There's a single yellow line. Some are okay with a single yellow line.
How about a dotted white line?
There is no dotted white line.
You can pass on those roads.
No, do you know the rules of the road? That's only on the highway.
Who wants a house on the highway? Hey, let's go to the freeway.
Anyway, it was a beautiful house. It was a ranch. Anyway. So all right. The point is, people are
in the comments if you've heard of that. That's
double
interesting
yellow,
to me. Yeah.
People are going to be on Team Nicole, I think, on this one.
All right. So they're always trying to jump on Team Nicole. All right, Goldman Sachs.
Jump on me. I don't want
jump
that.
on Team Nicole.
Okay.
On the team.
Yeah.
Goldman Sachs, racket or no?
No, I don't think it's a racket at all.
They've got so much data. I think we want to pay attention to what they're saying.
For sure.
Just like I had to pay I got a phone call this weekend, or maybe last week it was, after the real word went out last week, from a real worder. A real word listener.
Did they call themselves that? I'm a real worder.
I didn't ask him if I could tell the story, so I guess I won't say his name. I'd love to give him props, but
does he call himself hey, I'm a real worder?
No, he said I was listening to the pod.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
And he goes, Byron, I didn't recognize the number for some reason. I just
you actually answered it.
Yeah, I picked it up.
Wow, he's lucky. You don't even answer my call.
And so he says, hey, you struck a nerve on last week's real word. He goes, I love the real word, and I listen. But you struck a nerve. He goes, I work with a lot of buyers, and you said, we said last week, you have no value just setting somebody up on an MLS search as a buyer agent.
Okay.
And listen, I firmly believe that. So his question was like, well, what do I do? I'm setting people up on searches so that they see their house. And so we had a full conversation. Yeah, because
I think it's a great value add. But so what did you say? What's your follow up?
I said a variety of different things. I mean, we're looking into that one product, for example, Real Scout. Yeah. How to take searches from this level and go to here,
leads,
right? Like those are cold. And so that's and we're not even using it. So I'm not advocating it here on the pod. We haven't started using that. I'm not advocating that. I would only advocate stuff that we use.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, hey, look at other ways to do it. So when you do have a buyer in a neighborhood, you should be picking up the phone. Harvard Business Review.
Well, I was going to say that's the big, because if he's smart, he'll be
and he is smart.
Yeah, of course he is. He's probably I include myself on the email. So if they're getting an email, I'm getting an email.
Right.
And I look at the email that they're getting, and then if it's a good one, I immediately text or call them
because you know the market so well. I've been in it. Here's what I like. Here's what I don't like.
Hey, this one just popped up. That's where your value then is. You're there and you're seeing it.
Harvard Business Review reports that 48% of salespeople are afraid to use the phone.
Yeah.
When you pick up the phone, when you actually have a buyer that's looking in a certain area and start making relationships with home owners, you are now doing something that's very unique that most buyer agents don't do for your buyer. Mm-hmm. You are finding them a deal that's not in a competitive situation.
Right.
And oh, by the way, the cherry on top is you might get a listing for yourself.
What's so funny though, when we were at the Tom Ferry Summit, they brought that number up, and then they were even saying how you can pretend to be I could pretend that I'm Nicole's assistant. So then you can almost put on you're now like a character. Like if you're afraid to talk, I can now be like Nicole White's assistant, making the call.
And so I said to him, I said, hey, we got to have you on the walkthrough one time because this is a great, we had a full discussion. I gave a whole bunch of examples. And one of the examples I gave that you could do to be a better buyer agent is
Profit like it's hot.
You could go get yourself a PropStream account. We've got the best deal. The link is below. It's incredible. PropStream's got the best data in the industry. Yes. We're using it to get more listings. We're using it to find off-market investments because as agents that are making a little bit of money, we want to be on the 94, 95% of equity. We want to buy deals, hold them. We want to Airbnb. We want to do some flips.
Hey, we have a buyer that we now have an actual listing for.
So if they're looking for something very specific, PropStream allows you to create smart lists. It comes with 18 smart lists. You can create over 100 different lists, whether you want a house that's got 100% equity, it's only got a mortgage of 50% or less. Yep. Somebody that's owned the house for 20 years or more, somebody who is a non-occupied owner of the property. PropStream, you can create lists for very cheap. You can get contacts for 10 cents. It's a great product. check out the link below. We've got the best deal for you to try PropStream in the link below. Prop it and stream it.
Like it's hot.
Like it's hot. All right, racket number 2. This one, Nicole, this one might scare you if you were in real estate.
Even if you weren't in real estate, if you participated in any real estating during
2004 to 2009, if you're familiar with what happened.
I didn't even know it was called the 40-year fixed mortgage.
The 40-year fixed rate mortgage.
I thought it was called an interest only. I did the interest only. I did the ridiculous interest only.
You had interest only on 30 years. You had it at 15. And then you had Fannie Mae back in the day in 2004 piloting a program for 40-year fixed. They started buying during those years 40-year fixed rate mortgages. Well, this mortgage is back.
It's back.
The non-bank mortgage lender says 40-year interest-only loans will help borrowers and investors who have been priced out of today's housing market. This is an Inman article, which we'll link up in the showing notes, as we always do. Non-bank mortgage lender NewRez is going back to the playbook from the last housing boom. So that playbook that didn't work too well in the last housing boom is back. It's rolling out a 40-year fixed rate mortgage. It says will help borrowers and investors who have been priced out of today's housing market, providing a lower monthly payment. You put more 10 years, lower payment. Okay, so these are non-qualified mortgages or non-QM, meaning it's not eligible for purchase or guarantee by mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So you typically will pay a higher rate even in these higher interest rate climates. The new offering is also including this interest only for the first 10 years, meaning homebuyers who use it to finance a purchase won't be required to pay down any loan principal for the first decade of owning the home.
That's how I got into my troubles.
You could tell your story if you want.
Nope. I feel great about it. I still own the home today, folks.
This is ideal for self-employed borrowers requiring the use of bank statements and or asset amortization. I was actually told by a lender that you can use like your top line revenue of the business as opposed to like what you're actually keeping. And so, all right, borrowers with an excellent credit score of 740 or above can borrow up to $3 million when putting 20% down. You could borrow with as little as a 660 credit score. That'll get you $1.5 million with 15% down. Or you could do at 680, $2 million with 20%. You can put as little down as 10%. Minimum down payment is 10% for up to $2 million.
Well, at least they're having people put some money down, because I did a double. I did a two.
No money down.
No money down. I did two.
No income.
No income.
100-year loan.
So I had an 80-20 loan. I had one loan that was 20 because then I could do the other one at 80. That one I think I still have the full amount on that.
We talked about it earlier in the year. Sprout Mortgage, First Guarantee. They basically went out of business because they were doing a bunch of non-QMs and they couldn't get investors rather to buy these loans. Now the 40-year is back. I just want to hear from you, Nicole.
Yeah.
Is the 40-year a good product, or should it be a 30-year limit? Like our, a lot of people say about our politicians, like we should have term limits. You can't be like over 60 or 65.
Yeah.
Because you got, these like 80-year-olds running the country.
Yeah.
Do you think like the mortgage should be capped at 30 years?
No, I mean, I'm not.
Dave Ramsey says it should be capped at 15. So what's your take?
No, I don't really have a take on how long, because I mean, you know me, I'm never leaving my house.
Right.
So I mean, whether it's 30-year, 40-year, 20-year, 50-year, like it's
would you sign up for a 50-year at your house?
Right now?
Anytime.
No, I wouldn't right now. No, I mean, I'm already years in, but maybe when I bought it. But so in this situation though, I mean, if the first 10 years is interest only, I would never participate in that event.
You're not against a 40-year, you're against interest only.
I'm against
interest only. What about for a sophisticated investor, interest only? A sophisticated investor who is...
How long are they keeping it for though? You're talking about an investor. Like, are they buying it to then sell it?
Maybe they have a 5-year plan. Maybe they have a flip plan. Maybe they have a whatever. Are there situations where interest only?
Never.
Okay, so Nicole's against interest only.
I got burned.
Okay.
Again, I was maybe 5. So when did I buy? I bought in 5. And then by 9, right? So 3 or 4 years later, they immediately were like, we got to get you out of this. Let's get you into, they put me in an arm. But then the amount of deferred, like I then added at least 20 grand onto, it was just
okay. So, in the comments, chime in. What are your takes? Nicole's against interest only.
Yeah, a little bit.
How about a first-time home buyer, 40-year fixed? Would you, if it's fixed, not interest only, so 40-year fixed?
I don't know how old are they. Rate. Is this like your long-term
plan? They're the first-time home buyer.
You're buying a condo at a 40-year? I don't know.
Maybe they're buying their first, like, call it 10 to 20-year house. They're like, we're going to be here 10 to 20. Would you, and if they say, hey, we like this 40-year product because we're going to get a lower rate. Now, this is non-QM, by the way. This is not Fannie or Freddie Mac.
But it's not a lower rate. They're saying that it's a higher rate.
Okay, so you're right. Let's say higher rate, non-QM.
It would be a lower payment because it's longer.
Not Fannie Mae, not Freddie Mac. What are you telling to your first-time home buyer? Saying run? Go get a Fannie or Freddie?
Oh my God, it makes me so scared.
What's your advice?
Yeah, not with a first-time home buyer. I would probably push it towards the investor before I'd be pushing it towards an actual first-time home buyer.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
If I'm educating a first-time home buyer, I want them to be in a government-backed loan if they're taking out a mortgage. I want them to have Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, backing, guaranteeing the mortgage. Because
they're now going this route because they can't afford the monthly payment. Shit, man. What if something happens to somebody?
I would never want them to be in a bank that goes under and then they're getting called on their loan somehow. I mean, what first-time home buyer is reading all the mortgage documents?
They're not.
Nobody is. Maybe one buyer every year.
Of course. Yeah, I want to pay $300 on my mortgage. Let's do that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I should have kept that one, though.
Now, I'm not against the 40-year fixed rate, though, in situations where you have a savvy buyer.
Yeah.
They've probably done some transactions before.
They've read the fine print.
They're self-employed. They're a business operator. Mm-hmm. She knows what she's doing, or he's been in the game before. I'm not against it, and I'm also not against interest only in the right situation.
In the right situation.
There's people buying 400, 500 unit buildings, 200 unit buildings, multifamily, and they're doing 2-year interest only. Now, do you feel bad for this person if they go under? No, they're a business operator. They've done it before. They own thousands of units. And when you don't want to plan to refi, but they know they're making capital improvements to the property, and they're gonna refi it, and they've done it before, right? And so this isn't. These products are not for the first-time home, the person that wants a home for them and their family. I would still push them into the 30-year fixed, government-backed.
Let's get you something you can afford.
Absolutely,
not something that you like.
And in reality, for them to save the most money long term, you go Dave Ramsey on them and you get them the 15-year, right?
Wow.
You put them in the 15-year product if they can afford that payment.
If
they love the payment. If they love the house, love the location, love the payment. All right. So overall, the 40 years a racket.
Wait a minute. I'm up, right? I'm up.
You're up. Left, middle, right. I'm saying it's not a racket. You're saying you kind of say it is a racket.
I'm saying it makes my heart beat a little faster.
All right.
Yeah.
Left, middle, right. What do we got, Nicole?
Boy.
We got 2 headlines.
We got 2 of them. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. California blackout risks intensify amid soaring temperatures. This is a Wall Street Journal article.
Yeah, this is Wall Street Journal. Unfortunately, climate in our country is highly polarized. Okay.
Highly.
Today, slow news day here on the Tuesday after Labor Day weekend. I'm on CNN this morning, and they're talking about an iceberg in Antarctica that is hanging on by its fingernails. This is the exact terminology that CNN used to describe this situation. And by the way, it's been hanging on its fingernails for decades.
Yeah.
So it's going to fall into the ocean, and we're all going to be, swimming to work.
We are swimming today.
Within hours. Today, if you're in the Northeast,
that's why we have our rain
if you're on the East Coast, you're swimming today. But anyways.
We needed it, though.
These headlines are so ridiculous. It was a slow news day. I get it. And they needed some clicks. That's fine.
So you're calling it a racket, huh?
I'm not holding that against CNN. Back to California, blackout risks. Here's a wild thing that happened in the last week and a half if you're paying attention. California says, and I'm with this, by the way. Okay. I'm with this. California says, well, I'm with it in the sense that I like the push of EV vehicles, electric run vehicles. Mm-hmm. They say we're not going to sell any new vehicles past 2035 that are not electric vehicles. So 100% of sales in California at 2035 and after have to be EVs. Okay. Less than a week later, Newsom, the governor in California, says, don't plug in your car because we're about to have a blackout because of severe temperatures.
Right.
That is absurd. Well, the hypocrisy of these government officials.
To build the infrastructure.
Like, I need a headline a week ago, so I'm going to be so, I'm going to be Mr. Climate Change.
Okay.
And I'm going to say we're not going to sell gas guzzling cars. And then a week later, I tell you can't plug in your car. You can't do that. You can't make me buy an electric vehicle and then tell me I can't plug it in. So how do I tie this into real estate?
I mean, he's giving you 13 years to figure it out, though.
Right. He's giving everybody 13 years, and obviously that'll never happen. That's too short of a time frame for this to happen.
Clearly.
Now, here's where I would, if I'm a California agent. This isn't good for me. Okay. I don't know how I spin it if I'm you. It's a mess. The signaling that they're giving. But if I'm Utah, if I'm Las Vegas, if I'm Nevada,
come on over.
If I'm
cross the line,
if I'm Austin, Texas, if I'm any of these locations that Californians have been flocking to, I'm putting out on my blog, I'm putting out on my YouTube channel, a lot of information about how we don't have an issue charging our car. We don't have an issue charging our phone. We don't have an issue with electricity, because I promise you, electricity is a thing that we all need to survive. It's like water and air. You need electricity. In America, we like electricity.
We like it. We don't maybe need, we need it, but.
And if these guys aren't going to figure out, listen, we need more American-owned power. So like, another thing in California, they're voting. They got rid of all these nuke plants. Well, I think just this past week or this week coming up, they're going to vote, and they're actually going to keep the last nuke plant online because they need the damn power, right? Bobby's shaking his head. They're going to say yes to this lot. We actually need, and I'm saying this with somebody from, I was a nuclear mechanic for 3 years. No, a legit nuclear mechanic. That was my job title. At a nuclear power plant in Connecticut.
With zero education for it.
I worked at a nuclear submarine power plant for 5 years. That was my education. Anyways, not to go way off topic here.
No, you like it.
We should be building nuclear power. We should be building more power in our country so that we can not be faced with these situations. Now, I don't think you're going to see nuke plants get built in California. Earthquakes, they do have some issues there to be concerned about. I don't think that's going to happen, but yet you can't say that you've got to go one way, and my point is residents are going to get frustrated. You're going to continue to see some people say, I'm going to just go to a place that has making logical sense with electricity. And if you're in one of those locations where Californians are coming in, you can take advantage of it. So that would be my take on all of these radical climate headlines that you are reading. First of all, take the headline with a grain of salt, dig a little deeper, see what's really happening. I just laid it out for you what's really happening in California, and then how can you use it to your advantage in your market. All
right, next one is CNBC. Apple's big iPhone 14 event kicks off on Wednesday. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow?
It's one of the big weeks of the year, every year, where they announce the new phones.
You going to get in line?
And we used to have as an interview on our team, an interview question. Are you green bubbles?
Are you green bubbles?
Or are you blue bubbles? Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like, are you left or are you right? Right?
It's really not at all.
It's not.
It's green or it's blue.
Well, no, some Android people are very passionate, and I'm a passionate iPhone person.
You are extremely passionate.
In the comments, are you green bubbles or blue bubbles?
Do you know that the green bubble people don't even know what that means?
Yeah, well, because they've never seen the blue bubble.
Yeah, they don't even know what that means.
They
don't know that you can actually
side.
name your group chats.
Yeah.
They don't know any of that. Or you can add people to a text thread.
We used to ask the question because, and my tip is, real estate entrepreneurs out there, if you're trying to build a little media division or a marketing division, or you're trying to hire somebody who's going to help you take your marketing, your branding to the next level, I promise you, if they're using green bubbles, they're going to be a bad hire.
Ooh.
Okay, so this question, when you ask somebody, are you blue bubbles or green bubbles, it gives you insight into how savvy are they with creating content, with how social media works, with just how technology works in 2022, 2023 landscape.
This should be a fun experiment.
If you disagree, let me know in the comments. Hit the thumbs up if you're blue bubbles. But I would never hire somebody. We've now broken that rule with some agents. We do have some agents with green bubbles.
Or you've given them your phone.
Or I've given them other phones to switch over to blue bubbles because I can't stand looking at green bubbles.
I think we only have one agent with a green bubble.
Yeah. Now, I would never, ever, ever hire someone creatively creating content, a creator who's on green bubbles. They don't even exist. I haven't actually met somebody creative who's on green bubbles.
Okay.
All right. So
wow,
that would be my last take. It is a divisive take at times, but I thought it should be said.
I think it only gets divisive if you're a green bubble.
Yeah, it only sucks if you're using an Android. I'm sorry, Android users. I love you guys. Appreciate you.
But you don't. But you're not welcome on the
team. If you want to do the 30-minute Zoom with Nicole and I, we could debate. If you're a green, just hit the link below.
It has to be FaceTime only.
We'd have to do Zoom. We're going to do Zoom anyway. So 30-minute Zoom. Nicole and I, hit the link. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Appreciate all of you guys having a lot of fun doing this show. And we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Keep it real.